Well, oh, okay. I just got your recording notification. Okay. Hi, I'm Katie. I am under Caitlin, and so Caitlin and I have known each other for a pretty good while. Probably close to probably 10 years, give or take, maybe a year off or two. But Caitlin is the one that got me introduced to Juice Plus, and I've never looked back. And so um, I will just go ahead and get started on kind of my story and why we're doing this whole event. But I'm super excited to be here. I'm excited that all of these fun people are here. There's a lot of you on. I know it's busy, just like Brenda, you were saying, like it's a busy time, and I feel like sometimes I'm knee deep and can't run as fast as I should be because I've got 3 kids going 3 different directions with the husband that's here, and then travels. And so it's a hot mess, but it's a lot of fun. I'll say that. And it's busy. So I know you guys are busy too. And I thanking you for choosing to be here, because I know it's a lot of work sometimes to take a step back and say, just give me a minute. It's going to be about me for a second. So thank you for joining, because I know it's a lot. So a few things I kind of wanted to go over is, my story, and that includes a few points. Basically, what is Juice Plus? Why choose Juice Plus when you have hundreds upon hundreds probably of other options? What makes Juice Plus stand out in a crowd? And then what is the plus in Juice Plus? And so lots of good information. I know Caitlin and Elaine and Brenda and all of us will have a lot of really good information on that. But one thing, I have a few points I wanted to talk about, with that. And one big thing is the fact that it's backed by research. Not all of these health products, are claiming to be a health product. And that is one thing I love about Juice Plus, is the research that's backed on it. You can get on the website and look it up and check it out, and it's right there for anyone to see. And so it's researched, it's proven, it's story upon story. And one of those stories takes me to a friend of mine who went through cancer and was going through chemo, and her doctor said, the first thing you need to do is get on Juice Plus. It is going to stabilize everything. It's going to put you at a healthy base level, and you can kind of base off everything off that. She took it during chemo and said it was the best choice she ever did. So that to me has always stood out, because it wasn't just a random story. It was a personal person that I knew who went through that. And so that was really cool to hear. And then for me personally, as a mom, it's super awesome that the kids get theirs free. So not only do I get all of the goodness, but then I can get theirs, in a gummy form for free. And that's a huge perk. So those are some of the points that I loved when I first learned about Juice Plus. And then as I started taking it, my story comes into, I was pregnant with my 3rd. So he is almost 5. And at the time I was looking for something better than what you can get in the store, which half the time you can't pronounce. And you are honestly putting your trust in this bottle, hoping that it knows what it's doing, which I think we do in a lot of areas of our life. But that was kind of something I wanted to change. And so when I met with Caitlin, she gave me a lot of good information: fruits, vegetables, berries, anything that God ultimately designed for us. And that is in these bottles. And one thing I laugh about is, we all come across good days, and we come across those people who are like, oh, I eat so good, I don't need that kind of stuff. Well, I love to ask, I'm like, okay, how many lemon peels did you have today? Because Juice Plus is not just your strawberries, your blueberries, your common fruits and vegetables, broccoli and banana, but it's lemon peels, and it's beets and prunes, and you've got all the seeds, and everything that comes as a whole is being used. And so, most people at that point are like, no, I didn't eat a lemon pill today. So you got to scratch that off the list. But that's what I was looking for in a prenatal, was something whole and something truly good that I could take. And so from that moment on, looking back, I mean, my kids have been on it for 5.5 years. I mean, they started when they were little, and then of course Colton got it within the womb. But it's just neat, it's neat to be able to say, like, I'm getting the good stuff, and it's proven, it's researched, it's God made. And so for me personally, it's been a really great decision. I love that I actually brought some of the bottles, but I love that I can look at the ingredients and I know exactly what they are. You've got, your rice bran and your carrots and parsley and spinach. I mean, it's all on the back. And so, I mean, it's whole fruits and vegetables. It's not something that they can even measure out. So it's literally, when you go to the grocery store and you get your broccoli, you don't really know what you're getting because you're getting that whole broccoli. Same here. I mean, you don't know how much of the good you're getting. You're getting 100% of broccoli, so that's what I love as well. But yeah, we've been on it for a long time. We have had some sickness. However, we have beat the sickness pretty good. We walk away and we are back at the top of the game. We're not struggling. We're not reoccurring being sick. My kids have gone through school, and honestly, I really can't honestly tell you that I've ever taken my 2nd and 5th grader out of school out of being sick. That's huge. That's huge. And so for us, we take it easily every day. We love it. And it's definitely something I would recommend to all. So with that said, I know there's a lot of other topics to go over, and I know Brenda's got a lot ready. And so she'll take it from here. But thank you again for coming and listening to our stories.
Thank you so much, Katie. And so we're going to share my screen now. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Well, that's a wonderful story, Katie. I'm so glad to get to know you a little bit, and I just love what you've been sharing. And I'm always excited to get to talk about Juice Plus. And for us tonight too, it excites me just to get to focus on fruits and vegetables. I always say that there's a reason that God started us in a garden. He intended for fruits and vegetables to not just be food, but medicine. And so, people argue about a lot of things. Everybody has their own view of a lot of things, but very few people argue about the fact that we need to eat more fruits and vegetables. But what I love is that, experts agree that the people that eat the most fruits and vegetables win, that most diseases are completely preventable with good nutrition. And there's just no easier, more powerful way to get that good nutrition than through Juice Plus. And so what is Juice Plus? And I love to talk about this. Juice Plus adds the nutrition of 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries and grapes to your diet. It's whole food nutrition. They use the whole apple and the whole orange. First of all of our foods, all of our fruits and vegetables are vine ripened, which means it's not until the last 24 to 72 hours that fruits and vegetables are on the vine, that they're at the peak of ripeness. And that's when Juice Plus is picked. So the nutrition is intact. And then all they do is wash those fruits, and then they're frozen and to completely capture all the nutrition that's in there. Then they pulverize them. It's like in a big slurry. They're not just juiced. They use the whole apple, the whole orange. And one of the things that means so much to me about that is, like, in an orange alone, 80% of the nutrition is in the peeling and the seeds, which I tried doing that in the juicer one time. I never did it again. But so they take the whole fruits and vegetables, the whole apple, the whole orange, and then they dry the powders at a very low temperature, and it preserves and locks in all that powerful nutrition. And then they're put in capsules and delicious gummies, chewables that are so, so delicious. And so it's full. And then we also have these full spectrum omega blend. It's omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And the power of the omegas is absolutely amazing. A lot of people that are on the omegas, it's from fish oil, and we're going to talk about why ours is so different. And so you're getting 30 fruits, 10 fruits, 10 vegetables, 11 berries and grapes, and then our full spectrum omegas, and in 6 and 8 little capsules. So exciting. And so here are all the fruits and vegetables that are in there. Now, when you look at that, can you imagine knowing? I was talking with a man who was here working on my house today, and I was showing him, this is what I get in those 8 capsules every day. And he was blown away. And he was going, oh, wait a minute. You can get beets without eating them? And I said, yeah. I said, personally, I love beets. But he's like, oh my gosh, really? You're getting all those fruits and vegetables? And I said, I said, isn't this exciting? And one of the things I always love to talk about is the bilberry over here under the purple berries. Bilberries are the most nutritious strain of blueberries, but they're not pretty. They're not, and actually they're not even grown in America. They didn't used to be anyway. And that's the only way that we're going to get them is in Juice Plus. You can't even buy them in the grocery store. And just imagine adding all those fruits and vegetables every single day, painlessly, garlic and parsley and broccoli in those capsules every day, and getting all the benefits from all of them. Isn't that exciting? And then, like I said, we have our plant-based omegas. You know, most people that are on omegas get them from fish oil, and ours are completely plant-based. Omega fatty acids support a broad array of health benefits, especially they target your heart, your brain, your joints, your skin, and your eyes. Can you imagine? They're 100% plant-based. They're pure and sustainable. It literally, our capsules are safe for babies all the way through. We say from womb to tomb. You can literally squirt them in babies' mouths. And they're full spectrum omegas. You're not just getting omega 3 and 6. All of our omegas are cold pressed, so you never have to worry about them being rancid. Like with most people that are on omegas, it's a fish oil. And one of the problems with fish oil is, again, the danger of being rancid, and also just the impurities that are in our oceans now, in our water. There's a lot of talk now about mercury poisoning. That's not something you ever have to worry about, because our omegas are not from fish oil. The interesting thing is that the fish don't make the omegas. What they do is they eat the algae. And so we eliminated the middle fish, and actually our company now owns the largest algae farm in America. And so all of our plants are completely, everything is clean. You don't have to worry about any kind of side effects. And I know personally, I was on a fish oil for 5 years, the one that the doctor recommended to me. And I took it. I never noticed any difference, but I took it because I knew that it was, that was one of the things that every cell in our body needs omegas. But when our omegas came out, after only swallowing our omegas for 2 weeks, I no longer had dry eyes, which is a big deal as you get older. And after a year of being on our omegas, my eyesight personally was hugely improved. So I've been so excited. And you don't ever have to worry about fish burps or anything like that, because there's absolutely no fish in our omegas. Okay, one of the best parts about this, about Juice Plus, what makes one of the pluses in Juice Plus is that it bridges the gap. As you see on the left over here, that's pretty much the standard American diet, which is also called the SAD diet, right? And so that's actually what we are eating, and it bridges the gap between what we should be eating and what we actually are. And look what we're getting with all those fruits and vegetables. We're really bridging the gap in our nutrition, not only with our capsules, but we also have delicious plant-based complete shakes, which is an incredible protein that comes in French vanilla and Dutch chocolate. And I've been eating Juice Plus for 18 years now. And I have never missed a day of eating my capsules or of a complete shake. And it really has made the biggest difference in my health that I just can't even imagine going without it every single day. So what makes Juice Plus unique? Well, first of all, it's food. It actually has a nutrition label. And it is non-GMO. It's the cleanest produce you're going to get anywhere, completely vegan, kosher, dairy-free, gluten-free. It's the cleanest, most powerful nutrition you can get in your body. And we prove that with the NSF certification, which is a third-party certification. It's actually the highest certification in the world. It's international. And it proves that what's on the label is what's inside, and vice versa. So there's no banned substances, no heavy metals, no mold, or any of the impurities that you could get in other products. And it also, that NSF certification also guarantees that it's safe for sports, for professional athletes, and even Olympic athletes can take Juice Plus because of the NSF certification, which is such a huge, huge gift to us. And the most important thing for many of us is that it is the most researched nutritional product in the world. We have over, well, this says over 35. Actually, I think right now we're up to over 42 gold standard, double-blind, placebo-based studies proving that what's all of the incredible benefits that we're getting with Juice Plus. Look at all, speaking of the research, these are all of the universities and hospitals around the world. You'll see Charité University Hospital in Berlin. There's Amsterdam. There's Medical University of Graz, Austria. We have the Nemours Children's Clinic in Jacksonville. So, and it's been tested on everything from, like I said, womb to tomb. And if you'll look down on the right side, the second to the last one, Wake Forest University, you will see that that study was funded by the NIH, which is the National Institute of Health, through our government. They came to Juice Plus and asked if they could do studies with our products. And we know that gold standard research, it's randomized, it's double blind, placebo controlled. It's actually tested on the product itself. It's not borrowed research. It's done in human clinical trials and published in the finest peer-reviewed journals in the world. And it's completely ethical because they're so careful about all of their practices, and it's done in human subjects. So you're just not going to get, I don't know of any other product in the world that has this kind of research behind it, independent research. And it says one of the research results have attracted thousands of doctors. You can see from those medical journals, it contributes to cardiovascular wellness, supports a healthy inflammatory response, supports quality of life and healthy cholesterol, LDL, and triglyceride metabolism, supports healthy lung function, healthy skin and gums, supports an immune system. All of us need a great immune system now. Never before have we needed it more. It helps maintain healthy DNA, reduces oxidative stress, and really importantly, it's absorbed by the body. You'll see at the bottom of the screen, one of our superheroes, Dr. Richard Dubois. He was in every year, if you ever read Reader's Digest, they have the top 50 doctors in America. Dr. Dubois was listed in that in the top 50 doctors every year from 1994 until he retired a few years ago. And he was one of the first doctors to recognize the power of Juice Plus and share it with his patients. And one of his quotes is, "There is nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus can do in your body." It gives us such peace of mind. Okay, and so some of the things that research shows is that one of the my favorite parts, oh, sorry, I don't know why they're doing that, is our Healthy Starts for Family. And we have a free program for kids. For every adult that goes on Juice Plus, a child from 4 all the way through college actually can get Juice Plus for free for up to 4 years with a playing adult. And so what we know, it's not going to move. There we go. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. And so for people that are in the family health study, the parents report on themselves and on their kids. And so we know that after taking Juice Plus, 60% miss fewer days of school. As a retired school teacher, I can't imagine what that would be like across the board, just knowing that my classroom, 60% of the kids were going to be there every day. That would be such an advantage. 56% were taking fewer over-the-counter or prescription drugs. 71% are drinking more water. They're visiting the doctor less. They're consuming less fast food and soft drinks. And 61 were eating more fruits and vegetables. And that is really exciting. And these are results that from families for over the last 20 years. And so now we're going to have, after we're looking at all the research, two dear friends are going to share more about what they know about Juice Plus. We're going to hear from Elaine Mason. And these are two seasoned Juice Plus people that are so important in our lives, Elaine Mason and Caitlin Cobb. And Elaine has been sharing Juice Plus for 23 years. 22 years. And actually I learned about Juice Plus from Elaine. So it's been one of the best relationships I've ever had. And Caitlin is a young mom. She's also raising 4 kids, and she's a pastor's wife. And actually, from what I understand, Caitlin, that you started Juice Plus as one of the kids on the Children's Health Study. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing from them. So I'm going to stop my share right now. And there we go.
Hey, you guys, I'm Allison Hodges, and I get to facilitate our questions. I know this is going to spark some questions in each of you, and good news. Just write them down because we're going to give you some time at the end to ask away. But these are questions that we personally have gotten from our friends and family and just people we know and love. And we thought, these are common questions. And so we're going to just start with these. So the first one is to you, Caitlin. And the question is, if I take vitamins, do I still need Juice Plus?
I would say 1,000,000 times yes. And if you take vitamins and you start taking Juice Plus, you may even be able to stop taking your vitamins. You can go and Google the term expensive urine, and we would just love to know what you find. It's very interesting when you look at the difference between vitamins and whole foods. And what I like to tell people that ask me this question is that with a vitamin, you're going to get a lot of a little bit. But with Juice Plus, you're going to get a little bit of a lot. And the way that God designed our bodies was to absorb a little bit of these nutrients and have them all work together so that our body was actually absorbing all of the nutrients instead of getting these mega doses that may be extracted from fruits and vegetables, but they're being taken out of context and given to us in this mega dose, and our body is not able to absorb it. And so if you go look up expensive urine, you'll see that your body passes most of that, what you get in a multivitamin or in an isolated vitamin. So 1,000,000 times yes, if you take vitamins, you definitely need Juice Plus. And another thing that I like to tell people too is when you look at recommendations from the American Cancer Society or doctors or any medical professional that's going to recommend things that you can do to help prevent disease and prolong a good quality of life, they're not going to recommend that you take a multivitamin. They're going to tell you to not smoke, to exercise, to watch your weight, and to eat fruits and vegetables. And I don't know of a better product to get all those fruits and vegetables into your body than Juice Plus.
Great answer. Okay, so this is for you, Elaine. There's so many products on the market, including some that also claim to be whole food supplements. So why should I choose Juice Plus?
Well, you can tell we didn't practice this because I think Caitlin said about everything I was about to say. So let me switch it up here a little bit, and I'm going to go with stories. How about that? So Brenda got to the facts, and then Caitlin just drove it home. So I'm going to tell you a story. So many years ago, I was in a wreck, and I went to, it kind of jammed my neck up a bit, and my shoulders, you know how that feeling, kind of feeling stiff after you've been hit hard. So I go to a chiropractor, and I'm just kind of telling him what happened. So he adjusts me, and, you know, I get a massage and kind of try to get things moving and loose again. And he looked at me and he said, "You don't take vitamins, do you?" And I said, "No, I don't." He goes, "What are you doing? Like, what do you do for calcium?" And I said, I eat a whole food concentrate. And I was very specific not to say supplement, because it truly is a concentrate. Because if you look, as Katie was holding the bottles, you look at the back of the bottle, it is not a supplement label. It was a nutritional label. And I said, I eat a whole lot of fruits and vegetables, and I do that through the form of Juice Plus. It's whole food concentrate. And he just started smiling, and he goes, "I could tell." And I said, "What do you mean you could tell?" He said, "What I've seen is women your age." I'm like, "You starting to tell me I'm getting old?" Anyway, he said, "Women your age, a lot of times," he said, "what happens, they're taking this isolated vitamins, and it's way more," back to what Caitlin's saying, way more than our body was ever intended, and way more of any one single ingredient than we were ever intended to get at one time. Like in an apple, maybe 2 milligrams of vitamin C, but in synergistic action of all those 10,000 phytonutrients in an apple, you get just the amount. And he said, how I could tell is your bones are limber, they aren't stiff. He goes, "That's what happens when you take too much calcium." And I never forgot that. I never had to say a word. He noticed that when he was adjusting me. So anyway, that's a story to take home to the bank. You want nutrition, don't be looking for a supplement. Back to Caitlin's point, what's the doctor going to tell you? Eat your fruits and vegetables, and Juice Plus just makes it easy to get fruits and vegetables. And kind of back to drive home, and I'm sorry, I want to talk fast here, but to drive home what Caitlin said is, you'll hear people say, ours is a whole food vitamin. But a vitamin in an apple, there's 10,000 phytonutrients. Even if I'm taking a whole food vitamin, they would go into the apple, extract one of the 10,000 nutrients, and then they mega dose that to make it have some action in our body, versus in the whole apple, truly whole food, the entire thing, as Katie mentioned, the seeds, the stems, everything, it works synergistically, and your body knows what to do with it, and it absorbs 100% of it. Okay, I'm going to shut up.
That was great information. And you know what? We always remember stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Well, let's just shift over for a minute, because people can tell we're super passionate, and we actually have a mission and a company behind this product. So my question to you, Caitlin, is, if I were to partner with the company, do I have to buy inventory to get started? And are there monthly quotas I have to meet?
That is a great question. And I love that question, because the simple answer is no. I love our business plan. I absolutely love our business plan. The only Juice Plus that I have ever bought is for my family. And I buy a lot of Juice Plus because I have 4 little kids and a husband. And we usually take a double dose. So we have a lot of Juice Plus, but the only Juice Plus that is in my house is my Juice Plus. I don't have this room off to the side or part of my garage where I'm storing Juice Plus to get out to the people. So the company sends Juice Plus to whoever orders Juice Plus. So no, as a partner, you do not have to buy any inventory. And another thing that I really love about our company is that there are no monthly quotas or minimums that you have to meet. You get rewarded for keeping those. for staying active in the business, but you can build a business up to whatever level you want, walk away from the business because life has happened, and come back and go right back in where you were. And I love the flexibility that the company offers, because most other companies, you have to maintain a certain level of sales or whatever, team members or whatever, to keep your rank. But the Juice Plus company is not like that, which is such a blessing, because as a mom of 4 little kids, there's no telling what tomorrow's going to look like.
That's true.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So, moving on, another question about the product. Caitlin, you had talked about expensive urine. So, Elaine, how do we know that Juice Plus really works and it's not going to just give us expensive urine? Is there science that shows that it's actually doing something in our body?
Well, I loved the visual that Brenda showed earlier of all the universities and research centers and medical centers that have researched our product. And when I first got started, I had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I was very hesitant to put anything in their body because we had, as a family, had a very bad negative reaction to a vitamin supplement. And so I had done my research, and everything pointed back to whole food nutrition. And so when I looked at Juice Plus, I wanted to make sure that it was truly whole food. And I was giving that. And it's a good thing I did, because here's another story. My 3-year-old loved the gummies so much. She climbed up, she's like a little monkey, climbed up all the way up into the counter, grabbed the Juice Plus. Back then, it's in a bag now today, but it was in a jar back then. I took the lid off, literally just ate an entire jar of Juice Plus gummies. Now, if that had been a vitamin, I would have been rushing to the hospital to have her stomach pumped. So, kind of going back to how do I know it works? One of the reasons, I guess, is just the research. Obviously, that was what gave me the peace of mind. But how do I know it works is I love the stories I hear from my customers. First, I love what it did for my family. I went with, and not to say everybody's body's different, and what you experience and I experience is going to be different, because we have the wisdom of the body. Our body knows where that nutrition needs to go. So what I am looking in what's going on in my body is different of what's going on in your body. So how it works in my body is going to show up differently. So I saw it in my family. I saw it in myself with not having migraines, having energy. I remember one night specifically, I looked at the clock and it was like 11 o'clock at night. I'm in the basement ironing. I'm like, I can't believe I have energy like this. And it wasn't like this energy, like caffeine energy. It was like, it's 11 o'clock at night and I have the stamina to stand down here and iron. And I love it now today, 22 years later. Imagine how many stories I've heard. And I love getting a new customer and them calling me. I literally pray over every customer. God, use this nutrition to really work within their bodies. And then I can't wait to hear them call me. Oh my gosh, Elaine, you're never going to believe. And I'm like, let me have it, because I bet I've heard it before. Every now and then I'll get one like, are you serious? Now that's a new one. But I've heard them, because 22 years and on, as a team of us that work together, we have close to 6,000 customers that we take care of a month. 6,000. So there is 6,000 stories. If you want to hear some stories about how does it impact XYZ, you just ask the person who invited you on this call. We will get you a story. But to me, the research gives me peace of mind of knowing this stuff works intellectually, but the stories, man, they grab you at the heart to know it is changing people's lives, one customer after another.
Thank you. Okay, so Caitlin, you had mentioned there's no quotas. We don't have to buy inventory. So I know people need Juice Plus and I believe in it, but selling just isn't my thing. Could I still do this?
I would say join the club. Yes, because it's not my thing either. And it's so funny, like, because I still tell my husband that I've been selling Juice Plus. I say that I've been sharing Juice Plus for years now. And I'll tell my husband, I'm not good at it. Like it's, and sometimes I feel awkward, like bringing it up, but I shouldn't, because he'll remind me, like, Caitlin, look, this is real life. I love the store Costco. And if there was a Costco, like, sweatshirt, I would wear that. Like I would gladly be a walking advertisement for Costco because I love it so much. And I have recently started buying my clothes at Costco. This is from Costco. It's wonderful. All of these ladies at my church now are wearing Costco skirts because I started wearing Costco skirts and could not stop talking about them, how they were so comfortable. Costco leggings, the same thing. And just telling them, like, guys, this is a great price. This is great quality clothes. Like, and he's like, Caitlin, look, like, this is what you're doing. You have started a revolution. Like all these ladies at church now are wearing all this Costco stuff. And it's the same thing with like my favorite pizza place or whatever it is, like I find something new that I like and I just tell my friends about it. And so that's how my business has grown, like becoming a mom. Other moms talk to me about how, oh my gosh, it's so hard to get my kid to eat, broccoli. Like they just won't even try it. They throw it on the floor, that sort of thing. Or their kids are always sick, or they have no energy as moms. Like they're just so they're just dragging all the time, and they drink 3 cups of coffee a day. All sorts of things come up, even with my grandparents. They're having problems with like high blood pressure and cholesterol and all sorts of things. Like I just find that health comes up so naturally in conversation. It is so easy to share, like, I have something that I think would really benefit you. And the same way that I share about my Costco clothes and juice bars and pizza places is the same way that I share about Juice Plus, just from the heart, to people that I love, in conversations with people nearly every day.
I love that. We're all sharing what we love and don't love. So, Elaine, I'm a little hesitant about network marketing and getting involved in any type of, quote, pyramid type business. Is Juice Plus an MLM?
I love that you asked the old person on the call that question, because there's probably plenty of people on this call that are young, are too young to know the pyramid question. But I just insulted you because you and I are the same age, Allison. But I do remember when network marketing, the MLM was truly a pyramid where you had to put money into this, I would say it was more like a buying club. And literally people built the business on the next person putting money into the pot, basically. That is illegal. We've established that years ago. And so kind of like every industry, if you think back when franchises came into being, well, that was taboo. That was many years ago. Oh, franchising, it's not a true, you start, a mom and pop store and build your way up. But what happened? So every time a new business model is introduced, it kind of goes through a little bit of a beating, and then it emerges as a great business model. So franchising would be an example. Another example that we really got a beating from, and my background is I'm a certified financial planner. Do you remember when the .com companies were coming out? My husband was buying and selling stock in the .com, and as a financial planner, he did not listen to his financial planner. I kept saying, you're going to get burnt. You need to stop it. That's not how you invest. He was like, oh man, he was willing into dealing with the network, with the .com stock. And sure enough, we got our shirt taken from us. I mean, we lost a lot of money. It was a painful experience. But do we stay away from the .com? No, we don't. Why? It took a beating, and now it's emerged as a viable, unbelievable business type model. And the same is true when it comes to network marketing. In the beginning, when they had the pyramid schemes and all of that, yes, it was not a legitimate business. But I love when I talk about Juice Plus, I love our business model. And here's why. My husband works at Chick-fil-A, and they have a saying at Chick-fil-A. If you're not selling chicken, you better be helping somebody else sell chicken, period. So everyone at Chick-fil-A is either got a store selling chicken, or they're like my husband, going to those stores, helping those operators of the store sell more chicken. And that is exactly how we get paid. I get paid just like my husband. Either I'm out sharing, selling fruits and vegetables, or I'm helping someone else share about Juice Plus and how they can share and sell more fruits and vegetables. But if nobody's selling fruits and vegetables, just like if nobody sells chicken, nobody at Chick-fil-A makes money. Nobody at Juice Plus, if you're not selling fruits and vegetables or helping someone, you don't make money. So nobody makes money. Back when it was abused, of people put money into the pot, and that's how people made money. So that's the difference between a pyramid scheme and a true regular business like my husband gets paid. Now, the good thing about Juice Plus is, unlike corporate America, where you have one president, one CEO, we can have as many people hit the top position in our company. There are no glass ceilings, which, coming from the corporate world and the financial planning world, for many years, all I heard was, Elaine, we're paying you all we can pay you. You know, the only way I could make more money is if I spent more time. And there would be a whole quarter, I literally would be working 70, 80 hours a week. And then once I started having children, I'm like, I've got no more time to give, but I need more money. And so the beautiful thing about our business is we have the ability, there's no quotas, you work it as hard as you want, and you're rewarded for your investment of time. And nobody puts any stipulation on how little or how much you work, or how little or how much money you make. That is a beautiful thing. And I have seen in the 22 years, there have been times where I have had the time to just all in, just, eat, sleep, and breathe Juice Plus. And then there have been times I've had to step back and say, you know what? My family needs me now. And the wonderful thing that I've seen is that my Juice Plus check has come in every single month, regardless of how much I work, because I've invested that time. I receive a check every single month. And that, to me, speaks volume with the business model that we have within the Juice Plus world. Probably more info than you wanted, Allison, but kind of something I'm passionate about.
Well, thank you, Elaine. I've kind of asked my questions, and since you were finishing up, if you would like to just kind of close us up, but then I'm saying close, but maybe I should say wrap it up. But then we also do want anyone who would like to stay on to please ask your own question. It may even be that the questions that I asked kind of spurred some thoughts in your mind that you'd like to just throw out at us. So Elaine's going to kind of wrap us up, but then just know to stay on if you'd like to continue on, and we're here to answer.
Well, you've gotten a lot of information, so I'm sure your head's spinning a bit, but here's what I want to do is invite you. At a minimum, we want to invite you to jump on this amazing whole food concentrate. I promise you will not regret it. I look back, and my husband and I laugh at each other. We see people we haven't seen in 20, 30 years. I'm like, man, they looked old. Didn't you think they look old? I'm telling you, research is in right now. Juice Plus is being researched when it comes to just that aging process. So if anything, if you don't care about your health, but you care about how you look and feel, then you need Juice Plus. Everyone needs Juice Plus. I love Dr. Bill Sears. He says from womb to tomb, we all need it. And you will be glad, your body will be thanking you. So at a minimum, we invite you to, whoever invited you on the call, get back with them and at least get started on the Juice Plus products. The second thing we invite you is maybe you're sitting there thinking, okay, I kind of want to do what Caitlin said. If I don't have to have an inventory, I can share, I mentioned you share at whatever level you want. And maybe you're saying, you know what, I kind of want to get my cost at wholesale. I want to share it with a few family and friends, but I don't want to be pressured. Then we say, come join us. You don't have to. We say we love you, whether you do a little bit or a lot. We're just glad you're part of our community. So maybe you want to kind of step into that second door and just kind of maybe put your toe in the water. Come on. We want you part of our community. Or then maybe you're sitting there like me. And I remember 22 years ago signing the application thinking, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I had just quit my job and I thought, I wonder how quickly I can replace my full-time income. And maybe you're thinking that too. And we're like, come on board. We have medical professionals saying, I want out of the rat race. How can I do this? And so maybe any of those three doors, we want you part of this healthy living community. And so we just invite you to join us. Thank you for being on the call tonight. We appreciate the time. We got a little windy. I'm looking at the time. I'm sorry. We kind of got a little windy, but I hope you can see that we're pretty passionate about this amazing whole food concentrate and the beautiful business that has been built to get the word out. So thank you guys. Stay on the line if you want to hear the questions or have some questions. I'm going to stop the recording and we're going to open it up to any questions that anybody might have.